Hi, good day. I am Edeline Ann Cabanyog, a second-year student taking up Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Social Studies. I to discuss the Unit 2, which is the Developmental and Social Factors, and it has two principles, which are the Developmental Influences on Learning and Social Influences on Learning. So, are you ready? Okay, let's start. What is developmental and social factor? According to the principles in this domain, students have different previous learning experiences and opportunities and different developmental levels in the intellectual, emotional, physical, and social development. Activities that account for these differences between and within students are more effective. So developmental influences on learning, this is the development of an individual that his or her development from child to mature one that influences the way he or she learned. Learning is the most effective when differential development from child within and across physical, intellectual, emotional, and social domains is taken into account. Here are some examples of developmental factors that influences on learning. First is the parental attitudes and stimulation. Second is the peer relationship. Third is the learning experiences. Fourth is the recreational activities. And lastly, the hereditary predispositions. So, at this point, we are going to expand the concept of developmental influences on learning. The first thing is a learner-centered teacher. You must catch up the attention of the learners by different teaching materials and various teaching strategies that are appropriate in the developmental level. And the second bullet are the social and physical domains, and these individual development can also influences the development on learning. For example, in a classroom setting, we are dealing with diverse students, and it is very possible that each one of our students have different way of development in terms of social, emotional, and physical domains. So it affects in their developmental learnings. And the third bullet is developmental readiness, such as reading and writing readiness, that they may prelude learners from demonstrating that they are more capable in their areas of performance. To the fourth bullet are the cognitive, emotional, and social development of individuals' learners. Here are some example or scenario and how cognitive, emotional, and social development influences on individuals' way of learning. John noticed that Ellen, who is 11 years old, is able to understand that people have lives that go beyond what she sees of them. She knows that when John is not in the room, he's still going on with his life and might have conversations or events that happen even though she's not there to witness them. And the fifth bullet of developmental influences on learning are the potential involvement in schooling, language interaction, and the two-way communication between children and adults. This can or it can be adapted of each learners and it can be affects their individual's way of learning. And the last one is the awareness and understanding of development differences among children with and without emotional, physical, or intellectual disabilities can facilitate the creation of a plain concept. For example, Mari is not good in oral participation or in class participation, but she is very excellent on writing essay or articles. And this is their different way of developing their way of learning, and in that way, it makes the students unique. Social influences on learning. Learning is influenced by social interaction, interpersonal relationships, and communication with others. For example, a student may alter his or her behavior that match that other students in class. In the first bullet, you can see and read about on the social influences on learning to interact and to collaborate with others on instructional tasks. Because interaction is a way that learners can learn with other people, and through interaction and collaboration, you can build rapport and enhance your skills and knowledge. And in the second bullet, It states that the interactive and collaborative instructional context, individuals have an opportunity for perspective taking and reflective thinking that may lead to a higher levels of cognitive, social, and moral development, as well as self-esteem. In the third bullet, the quality personal relationship that provides stability, trust, and caring can increase learners' sense of belonging, self-respect, and self-confidence, and provide climate for learning, have a great and big impact to learners because in this stage, they are more aware and they already know the different personal relationship that they learn from their own discovery and from other behavior that they adopt. And in the fourth bullet, it is the family influences, positive interpersonal support and instruction in self-motivation. Strategies can offset factors that interfere with optimal learning, such as negative beliefs about competence in a particular subject, high levels of test anxiety, negative sex role expectation, and undue pressure to perform well. And in the fifth bullet, is the positive learning climates can also help to establish the context for healthier levels of thinking, feeling, and behavior, such as contexts help learners feel safe to share ideas, actively participate in learning process, and create a learning community. So, that's the end of my discussion on developmental influences on learning and social influences on learning. And I hope you learned something in my report. Thank you for watching and goodbye.